Two of some of the most powerful legendaries in Pokemon Go are going to be making their return through a raid day, and I'm of course talking about Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. In this video, I'm going to be going over how you can take down both Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia in raids, and I'll also go over the details for this event. Alright, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia are coming back to Pokemon Go through a raid day, which means you will need to go out and do as many raids as you can during this raid day because these are two of some of the most powerful Pokemon that you can get, and they come with some really useful adventure effects. Now, when it comes to this raid day, it's going to be pretty standard to your average raid day, but I do think there's a couple of things regarding this event that you do need to pay attention to, so real quick, let's recap all the details for this event. The Ultra Unlock Origin Raid Day featuring both Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia is going to be happening on August 10th from 11 AM to 5 o'clock PM local time. And of course, the featured Pokemon are going to be Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. Now, something to keep in mind is that both of these Pokemon have their adventure effect moves, which you could potentially get. It's not going to be guaranteed, but it will be something that you could potentially get from every single raid encounter. Dialga has the adventure effect move Roar of Time, and Palkia has the adventure effect move Spatial Rend. If you're lucky enough, you will get yourself one of these Pokemon with that move. Now, during this event, these are going to be the event bonuses that we can enjoy. You're going to get 5 additional raid passes whenever you spend a gym photo disc, and you're going to have an increased chance, according to them, of getting a shiny Origin Form Dialga and shiny Origin Form Palkia. I do not know how much they're going to boost the shiny rate, but I do not believe they've ever boosted the shiny rate for either of these Pokemon, so definitely get on top of that. Now, we're also going to see the remote raid pass limit increase to 20, so if you cannot go out and raid but you have a whole bunch of Pokecoins that you can spend for remote raid passes, that is definitely something you should keep in mind. And you're going to be able to get 1.5 times the amount of experience from raid battles, and you're going to have an increased chance to get Rare Candy XL from in-person raid battles. And of course, there's going to be an event ticket in the Poke Shop as well as the web store that's going to give you 8 additional raid passes from spinning gym photo discs for a total of 14 free raid passes, and then you're going to get 1 Rare Candy XL awarded for catching Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. Pretty much every time you do a raid, you're going to get a Rare Candy XL, which is actually a pretty good bonus. And you're also going to get 3 times the amount of experience from raid battles and double the amount of Stardust from raid battles. I believe, considering the Pokemon that are going to be featured for this raid day, this event ticket might be one of those you will need to buy so that you can get some extra value with those raid passes as well as farm up a lot of those Rare Candy XL. I do predict that a lot more people are going to be doing raids en masse, so this ticket will definitely hold its value with the Rare Candy XL alone. Okay, so now that you know the details for this raid day, now let's go over the best counters for both Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. Let's start with Origin Form Dialga. Origin Form Dialga is a combo Steel and Dragon type legendary Pokemon. This gives it only 2 weaknesses, which is going to be ground types and fighting types, and it has a plethora of different resistances, which include grass type, poison type, bug type, electric type, flying type, normal type, psychic type, rock type, steel, and water type attacks. Do not bring any Pokemon with these attacks because they're going to be very ineffective against Origin Form Dialga, but definitely go with fighting types and ground types. Now, if you want to get perfect IVs of Origin Form Dialga, you're going to want one that is 2337, and if it's weather boosted, it's going to be 2921. Origin Form Dialga is weather boosted by snowy weather and windy weather. Now, if you want to secure the win against Origin Form Dialga, just keep in mind that this raid is more difficult compared to your average legendaries. You're going to want at least 7 trainers that are at least level 30 with all of their Pokemon at least level 30, and if you want to challenge yourself, you can potentially trio this Pokemon or even duo it if you have the best counters. Now, let's go over those counters right now. So, for Origin Form Dialga, it's pretty straightforward. You just want to bring ground types and fighting types. These include Mega Lucario and Primal Groudon. Both of those are going to be your best options for Mega Evolutions, but best non-Mega Evolutions include Shadow Excadrill, Shadow Groudon, as well as Terrakion. But I will say that one of the best counters is actually going to be just a regular Lucario, so if you happen to have one that is fully maxed out, you should definitely bring it. So yeah, pretty straightforward. It's going to be a very difficult fight if you do not have the right counters, but if you have a bunch of really good fighting types, then you're essentially going to be good to go. But next, let's move on to Origin Form Palkia, because when it comes to the counters and the strategy for this Pokemon, it may not necessarily be as straightforward as Dialga. Origin Form Palkia is a Water and Dragon type Pokemon. This gives it only 2 weaknesses, which is going to be Dragon type and Fairy type attacks. It has less resistances compared to Origin Form Dialga, where it's going to be resistant against Fire types, Water types, as well as Steel types. Now, to get perfect IVs for Origin Form Palkia, you're going to want one that is 2367, and if it's weather boosted, it's going to be 2958. Origin Form Palkia is weather boosted by rainy weather and windy weather. Now, just like Origin Form Dialga, you're going to want at least 7 trainers that are at least level 30 with all their Pokemon at least level 30, and if you want to challenge yourself, you can trio this raid boss with everyone that is at least level 40 with all of their Pokemon being level 40, and you have the best counters. Speaking of which, the best counters are going to be the absolute best Dragon types and Fairy types. Notably, Mega Rayquaza is going to be your best option, and if you do not have Mega Rayquaza, you could go with Mega Garchomp with Dragon type attacks. And then, of course, Origin Form Dialga is actually going to be the top non-mega counter that you could bring against Origin Form Palkia. And then, of course, there is Shadow Dialga, which we got recently. That is another really solid option up against this raid boss. And then, of course, Black Kyurem is going to be a solid Dragon-type raid attacker. You should definitely consider bringing that Pokemon if you have it. And then in terms of budget counters, if you do not have any legendaries or shadow legendaries, you should consider regular Garchomp, Haxorus, as well as Gardevoir with Fairy type attacks. Alright, and there you have it. This is everything you need to know regarding Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia Raid Day, and I really do think this is one of those raid days you do not want to miss out on. Both of these Pokemon are incredibly powerful. You're going to have a boosted chance at getting their shiny forms, and if you're lucky, you'll get yourself a high IV shiny alongside the Adventure Effect move. And something you do need to keep in mind is that those Adventure Effect moves, you cannot get them with Elite Charge TMs. So that means these raids are going to be your only opportunity to pick up some of these very powerful Adventure Effect moves, which is going to make these Pokemon absolutely top tier. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding this raid day down below, as well as give me your thoughts regarding both of these Pokemon. If there was a particular tip or a strategy that I completely missed regarding this raid day, definitely share what that is in the comments down below. And yeah, let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the best way you can do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. That means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts, different things like that. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you can do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see on the bottom of your screen right now. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself. Make sure you look at the mirror and say that you're awesome because I think you're awesome, and I'll catch you all later.